So I know how inaccurate this video is, especially with the previous ones, but we're gonna talk about everything great about Deepwoken. We're gonna address its actual issues later in the video. I love this game's PvP because unlike other Roblox fighting games, it's very dynamic with its feinting mechanics. The fact that I can feint a move and, it can just catch people off guard, it makes them go in a more defensive position, or they can take a more riskier approach and go for an attack. I really like this because this adds for such dynamic gameplay, and I feel like people don't really use it that much. I feel like most people brute force their way through parrying and just trading blows. Now, my second reason for playing this game, and why I'll never get bored of it, build making. Build making is my favorite part of this game, and it creates so much dynamic builds. A lot of people like to min-max their builds, which I find really lame. The ability to have so much different moves and talents and passives, it's so fun to create certain characters. Like whenever I make a build, for fun by the way, I like to kind of try find a gimmick for them, something kind of funny. Like for Rowan, he's the avatar, and I really like Juice Karita, so I thought, what if he had all the leg mantras that just literally stomps on the opponent? And then for my Jet Striker build, I just thought of every single move that would go well with the dash, and just how fucking fun it would be to absolutely bomb rush the opponent from across the stage. Or maybe my Star Kindred build, where I can just literally become the demon of the skies. It is so fun. But even more mundane builds, even like attunementless, they can also have a lot of movement. And that's something I love in this game, is the movement. However, I will say, with the recent momentum change, they kind of killed it. Please bring it back. Now, let's talk about the PvE. The PvE in this game is really amazing. No, at first, the game's... the mobs are kind of lame. Like the Sharko, for example. 2 swipes and a kick does not feel very sharky enough. It also lacks a lot of movement. Yeah. But there isn't really much you can really do with it, since it was a mod made in verse 1, where that's kind of had a hard time designing mini bosses. In my opinion, should have just studied the actual Soulsborne enemies. Like, come on. Like, there's a lot of weight behind these monsters, and they're very well telegraphed. Now, with the introduction of Layer 2, I think they started focusing on that. Bonekeeper. Bonekeeper is one of my favorite mobs that I would like to avoid. Not because it's hard, but because it's tanky, and you mess up once, he hurts a lot. And with the recent update where he can be corrupted, he gets 30k HP and 2 times damage. Yeah, that's so fun. But let's talk about his moveset. So he has your average, grab, his skewer attack, but his skewer attack can be followed up into a stomp that you have to absolutely avoid, by the way, and I like that. It creates a lot of movement. And then he has a dash, or a kind of shoulder bash, that can go past you, by the way. And when he gets parried, he does this cool sliding animation. It's so cool. And the reason why parrying this is really important is that he does 2 moves that kind of keep you on your feet. One is a projectile that does a lot of fuck ton of knockback and damage and posture breaks, and is usually pretty hard to dodge. However, if you air dodge, it is much more harder to hit it, for it to hit you. Now, for his other move, he has another projectile which is basically a bone wave, and you have to jump over it. I really like this because it creates a lot of dynamic gameplay where you're constantly moving around. So now let's talk about my issues with this game. Like I said earlier, with the game becoming more difficult, it has created a lot of issues for me on PvE balancing. The game's balancing is not centered around the weakest build, it's more centered around the strongest build, which kind of sucks. Because this kind of builds a meta around PvE, which there should be a meta, yeah, but just because you're not PvE, fights shouldn't take almost 4 times longer than it's supposed to be. Like, holy shit. So let's talk about, like, for example, just Kurita. Just Kurita isn't really known for its damage. And let me tell you, it would have taken 150 to 200 hits to kill a corrupted Bone Keeper. And Ragoozer took the challenge on himself. No, I do think that most people should be able to handle it, because one, they have more HP and more defense, and obviously more damage modifiers. Maybe not damage versus monsters, but you know, definitely things to kind of reprimand that weakness. But Ragoozer spent getting no diffed by Bone Keeper for 50 to 70 tries, and it took him 4 minutes to kill the corrupted Bone Keeper. Like, wow. Holy shit. Let's talk about the issues with Permadeath right now. Permadeath, once again, is supposed to be showing meaning, and I get what Ragoozer means. See, the way that Permadeath was handled was actually really poorly in the early stages of Deepwoken, since it took a little slower approach. So it felt like the earlier generations of Pokemon Nuzlocke. And to be honest, earlier generation of Pokemon Nuzlocke were not that fun because they were really grindy as hell. Fucking, oh, it's so brain dead. However, I do think Deepwoken can have a bit more variety. But to be honest, right now, they could just boost the EXP gain. Wait a second. Later generations of Pokemon, they kind of did make it easier to get XP. Is Deepwoken just shaping to be a Pokemon game? Anyways, progression definitely needs to be better. And there's definitely many ways to do this. First of all, variety in spawns. No, we already have random spawns, but one of my main issues with static spawns is that these are the only static spawns. So we go to Oricio, right? It's Sharkle's cave. Okay, that makes sense. It's his cave. Let him cook. But then we have Burning Stone Gardens. Bro, where's the static spawns for the owls? Where are the static spawns for the fucking Sharkles, mate? I don't know why I fucking did axe. There definitely need to be more variety in static spawns if they're gonna do static spawns. And then we go to Hive, right? All we have is Threshers. We don't get our fucking variety. Like, where's the Stone Knights? Where's the fucking Sharkles? Like, sure, they kind of did that, but like the 3 main areas, but man, like, not to mention, these guys don't even give that much XP. This is why the gameplay loop feels so slow, because the moment we get to Hive, everything takes so long to kill for some reason. Anyways, the grind is definitely very long and very tedious when you get to Hive, to the point where you rather fight bosses. And even then, bosses give like, what, 3 to 5 points of investment points, and then it gets lower and lower to the point you're only getting like 2 to 3 points per kill. Sorry, I'm kind of breaking down. It's so sad. But yeah, the progression definitely needs a huge change, just gameplay wise. In my opinion, the reason why it feels so slow as well is just how the enemies act. I don't feel any aggression. Like they only aggro when you want them to aggro, which is fine, because for players who don't know how to handle them, they can just kind of sneak on by, and I feel like that should be a thing. Like, you should sneak on by with them, but like they should be tested every now and then, which is the purpose of the depth trial, to see if you've really been trying to play the game. And I really like that. That's really great. Now we're gonna have one more thing, right? The PvP in this game. A lot of people love the PvP in this game, but there's one huge issue, and that is Chime. No, not Chime. You didn't let me finish. Chime rankings. This killed the overall. Why? They literally incentivized to stay in Chime. Why? Why would you guys do this? You know how fucking idiotic it was to fucking add this feature. It was so stupid. Like, somehow you didn't even learn from your last game. That was literally the only reason why people didn't private server dwell in Rogue Lineage. Yeah, you're wondering why people in Gaia are fucking private server dwelling while K is actually ganking. It's because there's fucking rankings. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I think Chime should still stay as a casual thing, but move the rankings to the overworld, man. Although I do think you shouldn't get rankings from everyone, just everyone that actually wants to rank up. So there's these, there's these smaller Rogue Lineage communities, and this is why I kind of think that PvP punishments shouldn't be that severe. The worst thing I think you could do for PvP is send someone to the depths and not give them a drown. That one's kind of up to the devs, and I think they prefer to give them a drown. I think that's about it. I don't think players should be able to downright wipe each other, as it's been proven that players really do not like wiping to other players. What makes you think they kinda didn't like the backlash from the Void Spire? I know there's a lot of people that likes ganking that really enjoys this feature, but a lot of people did not like it. If you like this feature, you're most definitely a Rogue Lineage player. Or weird. I don't know. Now, I'm gonna be real, what will happen in the depths? Well, you get sent to layer 2. I think that's pretty fair, and I think it's kind of worth it. I don't know, it's kind of, it is what it is. I mean, they still need to escape the, they still need to escape layer 2, and then they gotta do the depths trial. Like, yeah, that's pretty tough. So, anyways, I don't think players should be able to just straight up wipe each other, because, in the depths, you're kind of just gripped for your bag anyways. So I kind of think there shouldn't really be any repercussions after that. So like, you can just make them respawn, in my opinion. That's just me though. Yeah. Also, if you're telling me that the reason why a lot of people play the game is because of ganking, I'm gonna be real. No one likes overworld ganking. No, well, not no one. But people like overworld ganking because of large scale fights. Now, here's the thing I wanted from overworld ganking from the start. Faction based PvP. That's why I wanted from the Etris raid event. I was like thinking, oh, maybe if you have good rep with Etris, you get to fight with Etris and, authority, blah, 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 you get good rewards. No, that's not what it was. I hate that. I hate that so much. But apparently they're doing this for world events, which is actually very great. So I'm kind of excited for that. But the reason why not a lot of people really like overworld ganking is because, like I said in my last video, you gain literally nothing from it. So why the fuck am I gonna solo gank an entire guild? I get nothing. Other than the fact, if I do somehow manage to boss raid them, I can post it on YouTube and say I am the best at the game, and it was totally not them in a terrible server where they can't even press the F key. Anyways, thanks for listening to my ramble. I know this video is like 10 minutes long for some reason, but I do think the game is heading in the right direction. It's confirmed by Rag, but I feel like they really need to make some big changes soon. Like the depth trial change, that was a pretty large change, but it didn't really make the game more fun. It just made the game more difficult, which is actually really good. So, anyways, kind of want to hear your guys' opinions in the comments down below, and like and subscribe, lock your doors.